Smart 24, driving business.
So we'll be back from the break. Exactly 10 minutes past 9. This is Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barije and definitely heading into the last hour of the show, as we're going to be having quite some very amazing discussions, and all this is in line with the current affairs. And today the talk, of course, which is all around town, away from the protests in Kenya. Now, coming back to our national matters within the country, corruption, which really stands out to be part of the key aspects. And of course, according to the recent report by the Inspector General, the IGG was actually revealing that Uganda loses roughly about 9 trillion that is Ugandan shillings every year due to corruption. And of course, as a result of this, so many quite affected, most especially when it comes to service delivery. Now, this may be just to give us a report way back in time, where Ugandan legislators were charged with corruption-related offences, and of course, according to a report, a charge sheet which was seen by the press when President Yoweri Museveni widened the crackdown on rampant, that is, graft among the lawmakers. Now, of course, the MPs Michael Mawanda, Muranga, Ignatius Wakamuyu, and so many, as we can really see, part of those that were involved into that. Now, we know that stealing and misuse of government funds is definitely widespread in the country, and the critics are definitely have long accused President Museveni on turning a blind eye on corruption by the top officials who are politically, of course, loyal to him and his ruling party. Well, to have those matters discussed this morning, of course, gotten in touch with some political analysts, and actually they are aspirants into the political field, kick-starting off the political career. I have Norman Nimuramuzi, he's a political analyst, and I have Matsiko Joet, and we're here to discuss corruption and how is it degrading the country's economy, and how is the day-to-day person really being affected. But of course, away from being affected, because you may not be in position to control that, but what is the way forward? It's a pleasure to have you. A very good morning, Norman, Matsiko. It's a pleasure to have you in the show. And of course, as we can see the matters that we are breaking down. But of course, before we get into any depth into the discussion, perhaps, I wanted to hear from your own opinion when it comes to addressing the aspect of corruption. What do you think, what do you feel are those fundamentals that have actually, that are acting as barriers in the fight of corruption? I'll start with Norman.
Thank you. I appreciate for having this opportunity of talking about my country concerning corruption. It has been really a hindrance.
A hindrance.
Yes, it has been really a hindrance. Yet there is a new force of power that should be raised in this country, but due to corruption, I think it is heated on head. The country is moving nowhere if we can stay like this. I think it's the time we should come out and fight for it.
Fight for it.
Yeah.
Matsiko, your take on that. What are those fundamentals that you feel that are hindering the fight to corruption in this country?
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be here today. And I thank you for serving Ugandans, because our voices reach up there.
Exactly.
And therefore, on this matter of corruption, I really condemn corruption, because we all know the effects, we all know the where corruption takes us. And therefore, I you asked me what could be really disturbing corruption to
the key
aspects.
figures.
Me, I take this one being levying just lighter punishments to the corrupt people. Because as we move to different media houses, we talk to different people, and they have been also saying the same. When these people are caught, what are they, like, how are they punished?
How are they punished?
They have stolen. They have been proven guilty. They have taken everything of this country. But when it comes to returning back what they have been stealing, there is a big challenge that it is encouraging other thieves, I will call them thieves. It encourages other thieves to steal more because they can see nothing has been done to the people who have already stolen. So I think lighter punishments, either by President Museveni or the courts of judicature, there is a gap between the punishment they give. They are very light, and you know, sometimes I was reading a book. A scholar said that the law is more fair than the real life.
The law is more fair than the real life.
Yeah, the law is more fair than the real life. Because if these people are brought to real life, what people are suffering, how people are getting hardships in their businesses, and all the money is being raided, and they are still out there facing law, what. So I think the punishments are still light.
Light. Now, of course, away from that, recently we had a statement that was made by the Speaker of Parliament, and it's in line with it's somebody like she's telling us these are past. Let's not focus on the past. And you know, she comes up and says that if, for example, you take something and it's to benefit a group of people, then that's okay. What's your insight into that statement?
I really, these days, I don't really believe in my Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Anita Among, because these are some of the statements that really spoil people the most. If you remember, I don't know if you studied history, Anita Among's statement is correctly corresponding to that of Marie Antoinette, who said the country was struggling, passing through economic hardships, and then she said, if you cannot afford bread, please buy cakes or eat cakes.
Yes.
So this is the same statement. I can compare it with.
It's actually there. President Museveni has heard your cries, and of course, where you said that when your child misbehaves, you beat and say, go back and do something good, and you are better off having a child, even if she goes eat something, so long as she brings back home.
Exactly.
Talking about Sister Namuju, currently in remand on corruption charges, and is going to be your woman MP forever.
Exactly. So you can compare that statement with the current ongoing matters of economy in the country. And you instead of, that's what I told you, the punishment is very light, in that even the Speaker can come and say it is okay to steal. You punish. Beating is just a small punishment. Beat and let you go back and steal. So I really got disappointed in that statement because she did not look at the struggling businesses down there in Chikubo, in saloons, border riders, shopkeepers. All those are the people that ride this economy, are the people that pay taxes. So it is very wrong to say that punish and put back. Actually, it should be punish and destroy.
Punish and destroy.
Because you have already destroyed many people out there, so it should be punish and destroy. So I was disappointed in that statement, and I really, really condemn such statements to the suffering people of Uganda. Next time, please watch out.
And I want to hear from you, Norman, in line with that. What's your insight and to add on what Matsuka has just mentioned?
Madam Speaker is really not with this country. Maybe she's from another country, not Uganda. Because if you can watch out and you fall like such a statement, you see like she's maybe out of this country. I thought Madam Speaker would come out and condemn these thieves, like they should get heavy punishments. When they rob the country, when they are caught, they should pay back, not just arresting them and detain them, then they leave as they are waiting for the law to judge. If you can follow this country of Burkina Faso, you saw what happened. The president brought the Minister of Finance to the public and said, you punish him.
The public?
Yes. Money has been for the public, you punish him. Ask him where there is money. So, till the time this man cried and told the country where there is money. So, if something of that kind happens here, I think it can help our country. You bring someone like Mr. Michael Mawanda in a public for that public court to ask Mr. Mawanda, where is the public funds? Not only saying we've arrested him, we've detained him, and we are trying to investigate. No, that thing will not guide our country to go through. Mr. President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the president of our country, it's time for him to have mercy upon the country, because his word is principle. If we can follow like COVID time, you can see that his word was very strong. Whatever he could say is what could be put in practical. Now, it's time for him to come out.
But he's saying that it's tough this time.
We want to see him being tough, like punishing these people in freezing their businesses, freezing whatever they have to bring back the economy of the country. If they don't bring back, what kind of punishment is that? I don't think it's a punishment. Maybe you're trying to convince people that you're punishing. They should get heavy punishments so that they can understand that it was bad what they did. And some of us should watch from him that we should learn how to do right before our country.
Now, what do you think is hindering the potential laws against the corrupt? Why are they hindered? Should we say that the person in charge of putting up these laws is the first corrupt person?
As you've said, because if he's not corrupt, and I think he's the first leader of corruption, because if he can put law into implementation, everything should be going well. Corruption has affected a lot. If you can move to the history of Uganda since 2000, you see that the scandals, it has affected our economy. Everyone takes, and no blame. So, I think it should be the time for the intellectuals to be responsible of what is happening in the country. Not leaving it to go as the way it will think. Everyone to think, I will go this way and I go this way. It is affecting commonly the youth.
Very interesting. I'm going to start on that point there. First of all, I'm so amazed that you have an entrepreneurial background, Matsiko and Norman. So from that experience, away from the political career you're pursuing, in which way has the corruption affected your day-to-day activities? From your experience, you can share with the panel.
I think we are suffering taxation. Over-taxation. And I laugh upon my country if I can see leaders. You see street people who cannot afford to rent shops, street people who cannot afford to rent shops, they are the common people here paying tax.
Yeah.
And they are overtaxed. Daily hand-to-mouth people. So you find the enforcement is even chasing them from the streets. I wonder if our country is moving further. Across the city, you will find that people working along the streets are very many. Hawkers are very many. Daily hand-to-mouth people are very many. I don't see any program of government preparing for these people. It is affecting the income of the country, because if they can be planned for, because these people have got experience of paying tax. They are the people paying tax. If they can pay for them the way, at least they can work out. They are squeezed the nose to bring bread.
Interesting. Just for the interest of time, I wanted, before we wind this up, I want to hear from Matsuko. From your entrepreneurial perspective, how's the corruption affected your day-to-day activities, in your own experience?
Thank you. In my own experience, I would rather say the government failed to identify which people should be paying taxes and which taxes. That's one.
Who should pay and which tax to pay?
And which tax.
Okay.
That's one. Secondly, I will talk on behalf of the young people. You know, these young people, we don't have what we call capital, but we have the capability, we have the knowledge, and we have time. We have the time. Which means we just need a good policy that favors us.
Okay.
When especially when it comes to business. Because I would not say that we really need hard cash from the government. No government can do that across the globe. Another thing, I have traveled to some countries. And my purpose of being there is to investigate how is governance taken in their country. Where are the certain groups, you know, the bottom line, where are some groups located? The elderly, the youth, you know, those people. Are they in plans of government? Are they given opportunities? So the answer is this. Especially, I have been to Burundi. Burundi, I think it is the poorest country, I think, in East Africa. Very broke. So, the people of Burundi, they are running their own economy. They have a lot of, like, they don't have fuel. That's all. The country can lose fuel for even a month.
Okay.
But when you go to the businesses they are doing, you find fair taxation. Fair taxation, recognizable taxes, pay this. But here, you pay this, you pay that, you pay the other thing, you pay this thing, and you know, I cannot leave here before talking on investors. You know, I have been following a story recently in media, talking about the boss of the Uganda Investment Authority, the corruption that is taking place in that government organization. So I think it is high time to think about the people, not thinking about the rules and regulations. Think about the people. Whatever the business they are doing, support them with good policy. And when you talk about the good policy, we don't mean that we shall allow the lawbreakers, the tax whatever, you know. Let them be fair. Let them be known. We have discussed these things so many times, and I'm not seeing change. And so, what are we going? We are on Kenya matter. You can see what is taking place in Kenya. Kenya, if you can compare it with Uganda, Kenya, when it comes to demonstrate, they are really feeling a lot of pain. But for us, we are cowards. We are cowards, we fear the streets, we fear everywhere. So we have to use this opportunity that the media gives us. Let's send our voices to the people, to our leaders, so that they can pave a way of streamlining the country. Me, I am a strong supporter of PLU, and I'm actually a coordinator in Chira. So when we go into meetings, we table out all those things that you see that are going through. We pave a way how to sort them. Maybe we believe the regime is becoming old. So I will not talk about that so much. But I think the regime is becoming old. And you know, when you grow, you come back to the young age. We are sorry and we are not harassing them, but I think the regime is old. So we need a new strategy that will resurrect this economy back to normal.
When we return from the break, that's the exact point we're going to start from. Exactly 30 minutes past 9, Smart Means Business, and of course we're discussing Uganda's corruption wave. My guests this morning have Matsiko and Norman. Yes, they're political analysts, and of course kickstarting of the political career, and Matsiko is the coordinator, PLU, that is Kira. Well, let's get into the break, and of course returning shortly, we shall be proceeding with that.
Smart 24, driving business.
Amanya gange nze Namutebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Saka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde, nze mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyennyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere, weewaawo abafere gye bali, naye ennamba eri emu yokka, era bw'eba ekukubidde omanye eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo era ndi musanyufu nnyo. MTN mobile money mbebaza nnyo, mwebale nnyo, mwebalire.
Together we're unstoppable.
Mom vs. Wife is a cooking competition where we provide the food and the recipes and they get to cook. Guess the holy judges. Man who binds the two of them. A son to a man, a husband to a wife.
Definitely, I'm going to win. Are you sure? I try to balance because I don't have issues after this show. So.
Nzikirizibwa okugamba nti byonna bimpomedde ng'osoose kubirya ate ng'olidde ku alaali bonna bawanguti.
Mom vs. Wife.
This is Jordan. When it comes to classwork, Jordan is magic. Jordan shines. Jordan makes his peers better. Jordan is a true leader. White Star Magic family. Be a leader. Be magic.
Smart 24, driving business.
Exactly 26 minutes to the top of the hour. That is of 10 a.m. Smart Means Business. And of course, we're discussing matters of corruption. Ugandans corruption wave. But of course, before we proceed, still to remind you, Smart 24 TV, GOTV and DSTV. That is a DSTV channel 372 and GOTV channel 320. And you can also go to your Google Play Store, you download the Smart Digital application, and with this application, you will be able to watch Smart 24 TV, listen to Smart FM, and then BS Radio. That's quite a great opportunity. And also, you can go into our official website, that is Smart24.tv. That is where you get the latest business information. You could be a business student out there, and you're making your research, and you need updated facts. Well, I can assure you that's the home for you. And the Smart24 TV Live, that's our official YouTube handle. This is regardless of any part of the country that you will be at. You will be in position to catch us even away from the country, you in diaspora, away from Africa. Well, that's going to be the definite address for you to watch Smart24 TV and plot 42 and 9 Avenue. That's where I am broadcasting live here at Garden City. Come, let us talk. Let's discuss how we can help each other grow business. And of course, as we make life better on the economy at the same time. Well, proceeding into today's discussion, corruption. Now, because before we went into the break, Matsuka mentioned something, is the PLU coordinator for Kira. And from the youth perspective, from the PLU, once granted power to lead this nation, what could be some of the new strategies, like you had mentioned, that you feel can be put in place to avert corruption? Of course, it may not be 100% averted, but at least reducing the effect.
Well, it's so good that we can talk about this. You see, before I left, I told you that when you grow, you come back to the childhood.
To the childhood.
Yeah, actually, infant. You have to be guided. You have to be helped. That's, elderly. So, the thing we are planning is like, we need new blood.
New blood.
We need new blood in that we are young, but not hungry. That's what I wanted to communicate.
Okay.
We are young,
but not hungry.
We have time. We have the brains. We are lacking opportunity to work for the people.
Yeah.
You see, in 1986, actually there is a story I ran on some TV about Ruwero. In 1986, when these people were taking power, they were able-bodied. And you have to accept the fact that nature, you have to come and go.
Yes.
That's a fact of life. And therefore, as PROU, I already told you I am a coordinator, Chira municipality. We need power also. As I will talk this in camera. If you support PROU, you see the wave that National Unity Platform is having now. And for us, we actually competing with them favorably because we are the youth, they are youth too.
They're youth too.
So this removes the gap, and now we are in a fair race. So you asked me, how are we going to deal with corruption? Well, corruption is inevitable. Only that our responsibility is to calm down, like bring it a little down. You cannot completely zero it out. You can't bring it to zero. So our strategy is, we need to come up with strongest policies on corruption and embezzlement of government funds and property. For us, we come from Barara, Kashari North constituency. We had a lot of government land there. I even remember my school, Toma SS, we planted a lot of trees. We used to plant trees. On government land. But when you go there, people are already encroaching on them. That is corruption. And these people who encroach on government land are the people already in government.
Okay.
Therefore, we need tougher policies in that if someone is caught with the government, you know, they stole UBC things, they stole NADS, everywhere. I told you, every organization here, the corruption is too much. So the only thing that we need is to punish heavily the people who are caught red-handed, because some things, they are vivid, they can be seen.
Yeah.
And therefore, we don't need investigations.
We don't need investigations.
We don't need investigations. Because you are not helping the person who stole, but you're helping this person who pays you tax every day, who needs school fees for his children, who needs to operate and get food. These are the people we are fighting for. We are not fighting for those people who already have, who are already on tax holiday, who are already investing worldwide. They are investing in other countries, so they have gone beyond the investment of this country. So we are not talking about those ones. We are fighting for the person or for the people who is operating in the market. So I went to Karere Market. The people are working, but the infrastructure of the market itself is very poor. And it was by bad chance that when we were there, it rained. So everyone was looking at us. Hey, these are the people that be on TV. They are also being rained at in the market. So it was so confusing and torturing and tormenting. There is a lot of business to the government because they use fuel, they use whatever, they pay daily something to the market contractor or whatever, but they are not getting anything from the government. So me, I call upon the president of Uganda, General Yoweri Museveni, to give us power in peace. The PLU to give us power in peace. We start where he has stopped. I promise you, things will change.
How is he going to handle the military aspect of the politics?
You see, military, he was actually added a responsibility of leadership.
Exactly.
Do you agree with me? So that is a responsibility. And actually, when you're training, there are some calibers you go through, and that was actually, I believe that is the last serving whatever position in the army. You can't retire from the army minus being a CDF.
A CDF, absolutely.
That's it. You can't be really a real general in the service of this country. So I believe after his service in the military, we shall have him whole, because patriotic. It means he's already fighting for the country in the army. So when he comes out of the army, now we shall have him on ground. And therefore we shall be able to work together and serve this country. So let's wait for him for a few more days. I think he's about to retire. When he retires, he will come to the people and he will explain to you what he wants to do for you. So keep calm. Don't think he's just there, but he's working tirelessly to serve majorly the youth and putting a brick, putting a brick to the suffering and struggling economy of Uganda.
Very interesting. I think we shall, before I get to Norman, maybe I just want to ask you one more last question. What is the economic recovery plan to the citizens that have been affected by corruption, which has hit this country for decades over decades in PLU's region?
First of all, I already told you that what belongs to the government must return to the government. And when you go through everything, these are the things that used to help the local people. So if you bring back, let me give you an example. Like, recently they published a list of organizations that have to merge.
Yes.
Go back to government. Me, I've been on electricity. Electricity, Umeme's contract should be cancelled. Because power is extremely high. Look at national water. Water is very expensive.
And it is scarce across the country.
And it is scarce. Some people don't access such services. So whatever used to be for the government shall return to the government. That's one achievement we are looking at.
You're looking at.
We are looking at.
Okay.
Secondly, this policy of encroaching in the swamps, people are suffering in Rubiji. Recently, you saw people are suffering, are being vacated from their homes. It's not by the will of government. It's because there was misinformation, misguidance to these people who went and built. But then, these are mistakes of government.
I'm thinking, then they constructed these houses when the government was looking.
Exactly. I saw the president recently blaming one of the opposition people. You see, when you're already sick and someone comes and says, you are sick, but this disease, you might not recover. You may die. Even if you are to recover, you end up dying. So let's not put all the blame on government because it has a bunch of things to work on. Let's also blame ourselves if you want to move forward. If it is a gazetted place to the government, when you're going along the highway, there are white poles belonging to the Maxwell for UNRWA. And you find people, they remove the pole and construct beyond that line. So I think we are not being keen to these things as people, as citizens of Uganda. So we need also to play some part when it comes to building this nation, when it comes to making things happen. We don't need to leave all the responsibilities to the government. Let's also participate. And that's all I can say, that one Uganda, one people, same blood.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
As we wind this up, Norman, as a youth into the political field, how do you feel, what is your role when it comes to fighting corruption? Where do you see yourself in the picture and in your contribution in the fight of corruption on behalf of the youth?
Corruption, I think we've built it to be an institution. I don't know. Every corner in our country, there is corruption.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, even the youth I can stand on behalf of, also they are corrupt.
The youth are also corrupt?
Yes.
Have we had scenarios in the youth-related organizations where we've had reports surface so intense about corruption?
Government has always brought good organizations, but because of us being corrupt also, has affected government programs. I think there is the program for the youth, where they could try for the youth at least to get some simple loans to go far economically, but you can find no one returned money.
Among the youth that took the money?
Yes.
So they didn't use it for investment?
Even the government is scared of supporting the youth because whatever they took, they couldn't bring it back.
Okay.
Even the people acting today, who are mature were once youth.
Absolutely.
What they are doing completely shows that they are not good examples to the youth. Government has brought programs like NADS. What came first was Bonaba Gagaware. After Bonaba Gagaware, it brought NADS. It brought Operation Wealth Creation.
Exactly.
There has been a program running before this one of PDM called M-Yoga. Now, PDM also come. You see that we are failing the government programs to go through because also the youth is corrupt.
So can we...
excuse me small, when police is doing its role, it says you're the first person to secure your area, to provide security for your area. Only what I can say, that the government has not given powers enough to the youth to fight corruption. But if they can be given power, extra power, because themselves they have power, everyone in his or her youthful stage is having power. If they can be given much more power to fight corruption, it will be over. My friend said corruption can't get over. It can get over.
How?
I can't be humiliated and keep corrupt. I will even fear to go into any institution of government.
Okay.
We should get that heart of fear. People have failed government. I was somewhere and I advised my president Yoweri Kaguta Museveni that these people he's serving with are not leaders.
Who are they?
They are just hypocrites hiding themselves in NRM. They use it to be their bush to fight the natives.
NRM is a bush for them to fight the natives.
It has done the bush for them to fight the natives. I think the president should come out to condemn these people. We have been seeing like being political is an institution to harmonize everything. Someone said it has become then a problem to cause such problems or to cause such incidents to people. Every politician could be seen he's the key or she's the key point, the key example for everyone to learn what to do next. But right now, you see that they are leading us astray. We are not following what we should be doing. When you can see, I thought like even in the security institutions, like police, maybe they are the key point to support corruption in our country. Why do I say this? Instead of arresting the corrupt people, when they reach where he is, they do tear gas. They arrest people around there. When someone to condemn is running away, then they say they have been investigating and they will get him. Every institution of government should act right. To fight this corruption. Even we are blaming the president of Uganda, but I think everyone has taken a course. If you can go to parliament, maybe they have taken a course before joining the parliament, like they learn how to be corrupt. You enter the parliament when you are well trained.
How to be corrupt.
Yes, how to be corrupt.
Interesting.
Really corrupt.
Yes.
Time is not our best friend right now, but I think we shall continue this conversation. Maybe 1 minute. Your last, I'll start with Matsiko. Your last regards in terms to advice towards the president in terms of eradication of corruption for a better future for this country.
Well, I like business.
I like business.
Do business. And there's no business that would go on without a favor from government.
Okay.
That's I assure you. Out there who is watching, I am assuring you, there's never been any business that will go on without good governance. And therefore, what I'm also saying, the problem is not only Museveni, but the whole regime.
The whole regime.
The whole regime of NRM is old. So we need like new trees to be planted, either in NRM. I'm not saying that we shall come from PROU directly, but even NRM can plant new trees and help these people who are suffering down here. The last thing is people work. When you get opportunity to run your business smoothly, work. Save some money for your own. Because the business that needs money every day to run will not wait for President Museveni, NRM, government to come and support you. Run, do business slowly as the government is taking its steps to come in and help. But before that, let's work, let's create jobs. I actually like, give me 1 second. There's a gentleman called Mobiru Ismail. Is from Kawempe, and another one called Sarah. They are having a very good initiative. They teach young people hands-on skills. Okay. It's a skilling farm. I was very happy. We normally meet in a certain media house. So Mobiru Ismail should be supported because he is doing a very good work in Kawempe. He's a young man. I don't know if he wants to become a politician, but he's doing very good. They also do shoes. It's not advertising them, but I really appreciate. These are the initiatives that should be considered when government is making budgets, when government is coming down to help who? Not politicians, but look at the business community. Who is helping who and how and which one? So I really thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Smart means business. I like it. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Of course, just 2 minutes to the top of the hour. It's been great. I've been with Matsiko. He's a coordinator, PLU, that is Kira Municipality, and a political analyst, that is Norman Muramuzi.
Yes.
Exactly. And of course, we shall be having further of these discussions with them later on as the month proceeds. Well, very interesting. Although we started the show from 7 a.m., now definitely signing out. And of course, with pleasure that you've been with us all the way. And at this particular point in time, I want to wish you quite a very wonderful, productive day. Let's meet up tomorrow. Good morning.